We are always intrigued to know more about our past. What had happened, when, where, and how. Our today is made by our yesterday, and it also has a bearing towards the tomorrow, our future. History is all about self-knowledge, knowing more about your roots. The value of history is what it teaches us, what man has done, and thus what man is. History never says goodbye. It tells you, see you later. And here we were, speeding towards a 4 hours destination from Kolkata on a weekend day trip. Friends from all walks of life and varied backgrounds to travel back into time. Explore and experience history that is seeped deep in every vein of Moghalmari. A small village on the southwest border of Paschim or West Medinipur near Daton in the state of West Bengal, India. A location which gained instant recognition with the unearthing and excavation of a Buddhist monastery dating back to the 6th century AD. Moghalmari, believed to be one of the oldest Buddhist historical sites of the state, opening a new chapter in the history of Buddhism and Bengal. What was locally known as just a mound, the Shokishena Tibi, turned out to be the reservoir and the abode of Buddhist knowledge and wisdom.
What is a Buddhist monastery?
It is the abode of Sangha people.
Yeah, the Sangha people. You don't. Everybody does not live here. People visit. Anybody can visit. Any religion, anybody, no caste, no creed, no religion. But then those who live there permanently are the Buddhist monks that live. They also run educational institutions. That's why you find Nalanda University. That's why you find Taxila University. When I visited Moghalmari, I said, okay, understand the mound. Let me go around the village. As I went around the village, I find the evidence of monastery. There are the places where votive stupas foundation. What is votive stupa? Say I am a rich merchant. I die. Then my son, he is also Buddhist. So to commemorate, my life, he builds. It's a small stupa he builds. There are innumerable of Buddhist stupa which have fallen down, but their base is still there in Moghalmari village.
Interestingly, the name Moghalmari has little to do with Shokishena's story. Instead, it has links to the Mughal era. Historians, however, are divided in their reasons behind the name. While some believe that the name was derived due to the death of many Mughal soldiers during a battle between the Mughals and the Pathans in this region, other historians are of the opinion that the village was named so as the Mughal soldiers used it as a thoroughfare. The fate of this small village changed forever when in 1999, Professor Abhishek from the Department of Archaeology, University of Calcutta, in quest of some archaeological evidences of maritime trade of Bengal through the river Subarnarekha of ancient times, reached Tatun. Narendranath Bishwas, a local history enthusiast and an educationist, drew his attention to a large mound lying in the village of Moghalmari. After inspecting the structural mound and the village, Dr. Datta confirmed of its historical importance and decided to undertake excavation at a suitable time. Although the excavation started in 2003-2004, it was only during the second phase of excavation in 2006-2007 that the team found an extensive wall running in north-south direction at eastern part of the mound.
This Moghalmari was rediscovered by Dr. Abhishek Datta of Department of Archaeology, Calcutta University in 1996 during one of his projects on indigenous navigation. And he took up excavation at the site in 2004. But what people do not know is the site was reported first by Nagendranath Bosu, the famous NN Vasu, during one of his surveys in the Mayurbhanj district, on the basis of which he wrote a book called The Archaeology of the Mayurbhanj State. Here he first reported the mounds of Moghalmari, which are now well known as Shokishena Devi and its associated archaeological features. After its rediscovery in 1996, Dr. Datta started excavation in 2004 and continued for 6 years till 2012. The excavations revealed the structural remains of a twin monastery, the first evidence of this kind in any part of Bengal, where we have two monasteries within a single premises covered by a common boundary wall, and several archaeological artifacts which are unique in themselves.
The unearthed wall of the mound was highly ornamented with stucco decorations created by decorative bricks of uniform range of depth and thickness. Noticeably, the finding of a Buddha image measuring 24 centimeters by 14 centimeters emphasized the greater influence of Buddhism on this settlement.
The story of Moghalmari starts with Xuanzang because he was the first person who narrated that in the area of Tamralipto we have 10 monasteries, and when we knew about this, unfortunately none of the monasteries could be discovered. So when Moghalmari was excavated and it found to be a Buddhist monastery, this was a wonderful discovery. That it was a Buddhist monastery could be understood from different aspects, but the clinching evidence are the 19 votive tablets or the clay molded tablets which were found from this monastery and which actually suggests that it was definitely a monastery, Buddhist monastery, where people used to come from all over the places and offer this kind of clay tablets. These clay tablets were actually a way to reach salvation.
Moghalmari was not only a major Buddhist site in the atlas of archaeological sites of eastern India as a whole, but it is also very important because Moghalmari was also a Chalcolithic site which was inhabited far earlier than the monastery was established at the site. As excavations revealed from one of the locales at the site, we have evidence of black and red, or what we call in archaeological terminology, which is the characteristic pottery type of the Chalcolithic period datable to the late 2nd or early 1st millennium BC.
Moghalmari, murmurs of history echo in your ears. You flash back into an era of a divine Buddhist vihara. You navigate through the cells which were the residing place for the Buddhist monks and bhikkhus. Excavated remains which reverberate with the deep resonating Buddhist chants which make you travel back in time. You ponder for a while, thinking about the life-transforming power of the teachings of Buddhism. The deep seat of meditation, uplifting the renunciated spirit towards nirvana.
Sangham saranam gacchami.
History is important. So, at the individual level and at the level of the society, what does it do to the society? It says how did the society, which is being currently talked about, to which you belong, how did it act within itself and with its environment, ecosystem, say 100 years ago? Does that tell us something? It tells us how the evolution of the conglomerate of individuals that we are talking about has progressed. Likewise, when we talk about a country, a whole race, once again the history tells how did the country or the race react to or deal with various vicissitudes of life.
আজকে আমরা যে এসেছি মোগলমারিতে, এখানে এসে কিন্তু আমরা ইতিহাসকে আবার একটু নতুন ভাবে দেখছি।
আমরা মোগলমারি যে একটা জায়গা আছে
সেটাই জানতাম না। তো কাজে এই যে সবাই বলে না যে ইতিহাসের কোনো প্রয়োজনীয়তা আছে কি নেই, কিন্তু আমার মতে আমরা যেমন শুনেছি যে হিস্ট্রি রিপিটস ইটসেলফ, তার মানে কি ইতিহাসের প্রত্যাবর্তন আছে এবং ইতিহাস ফিরে ফিরে আসে, শুধু তার রূপ বদলায়।
Today I feel I am very much proud that I have come this place and could come to know a lot of things about this Moghalmari. I visited Medinipur several times, but I was not aware of, particularly I was not aware of this place.
History teaches us all about a world. The world history is one where we know the evolution, and the regional or the national history is the one where we know distinctively about our nation and the society.
I would like to come here after a few years to see how further down they have gone, so that we can see the old times.
The local Moghalmari residents and NGOs have taken a lot of interest in assisting the tourists to have a clear understanding and tour through the mesmeric remains at Moghalmari.
এই মহাবিহারের আয়তন গবেষকদের মতানুসারে 80 মিটার বাই 80 মিটার এবং এই মুহূর্তে যে সমস্ত গবেষকরা মোগলমারি পরিদর্শন করেছেন এবং তাদের গবেষণার যে পত্র আমাদের হাতে তুলে দিয়েছেন তার থেকে আমরা জানতে পাচ্ছি এই মহাবিহারের বয়স 6th সেঞ্চুরি 5th থেকে 6th সেঞ্চুরির মধ্যে।
এই স্টাকো ফিগারগুলো তৈরি হয়েছিল সাধারণত সেন্ট্রামের ঠিক আউটার ওয়ালেরই বাইরের অংশ, কারণ এই ফিগারগুলো আমাদের এই সেন্ট্রামের চারিদিকেই আছে, সেপাশেও পূর্ব দিকেও আছে, আমাদের পশ্চিম দিকেও পাওয়া গেছে।
এখন আমরা যেখানে দাঁড়িয়ে রয়েছি এটি হচ্ছে স্যাংট্রাম অর্থাৎ গর্ভগৃহ।
আচ্ছা,
যে বেদিটি আপনি দেখতে পাচ্ছেন এটিতে ভগবান বুদ্ধের একটি মূল মূর্তি ছিল, যে মূর্তিটি খননের পরে কিন্তু পাওয়া যায়নি, কোনো সাইডেই সেভাবে পাওয়া যায়নি, মোগলমারিতেও পাওয়া যায়নি। অনেক সাইডে অনেক বুদ্ধ মূর্তি পাওয়া গেছে, মোগলমারিতেও তেমনি একাধিক বুদ্ধ মূর্তি পাওয়া গেছে, কিন্তু কোনটি মূল মূর্তি কোনটি স্যাংটামে ছিল সেটি ক্লিয়ার নয়। এই বাইরে থেকে এই মানে বোঝার জন্য যে ভেতরে যে স্যাংটাম রয়েছে সেটি যাতে বুঝতে পারা যায় তার জন্য দেখুন ত্রিরথ প্রজেকশনের মতন একটি মডেল করা রয়েছে, মানে বহিরাগত কেউ এলেও বুঝতে পারবেন যে এটি কিন্তু একটি পবিত্র জায়গা। এবং এই স্যাংটামের উভয় দিকে দেখুন ছোট ছোট কুঠুরি দেখতে পাচ্ছেন, এগুলি হচ্ছে সেল, যেখানে বৌদ্ধ ভিক্ষু বা সন্ন্যাসী যারা থাকতেন তারা এখানে অবস্থান করতেন।
Moghalmari, excavating wonders, revealing the bygone treasures, establishments one by one, a circular votive tablet and votive stupa, a Pradakshin Patha, a terracotta seal inscription dating back to 8th or 9th century AD containing Buddhist hymns, a 6th or 7th century clay tablet with images of Buddha and Bodhisattvas, a large number of terracotta lamps, pottery, earthenware of the post-Gupta period.
In Tamralipto, this is both in Mahavangsa, that is a chronicle of Ceylonese chronicle, as well as we have evidence of Phayan, now called Faxian. He found 24 monasteries. And then 225 years to be exact, came Hanjiwang, now earlier it's called Hyeonsang. He found only 10 of them, and 1,000 monks, 1,000 resident monks. Can you think of? So then followed by Ising. All of these people, they after coming from China through the Silk Route, they traveled by the Spice Road. Spice Road means sea route via Tamralipto. They went to, from Tamralipto they went to Sri Lanka. The Emperor Ashoka, he sent his son and daughter to Sri Lanka through this route. So we have a great tradition of Buddhism in this region. Tamralipto, Moghalmari stands in the Tamralipto region. So therefore, that Moghalmari is an ancient place of the time of Shamachar-Deva as the king of Bengal.
Finally, on 7th of March 2013, the Directorate of Archaeology and Museums Department of Information and Cultural Affairs, Government of West Bengal, designated Shokishena Dibi, the present site, as a state-protected monument. Today, Moghalmari is being heralded as a must-see Buddhist destination by different organizations and visitors from all over the world.
Famous Chinese traveler Yuan Shang, presently is known as Zhuangzang, he visited this place and he wrote his travelogue in this place, and it is called that the Buddha's tooth relic that is now preserved at Sri Lanka in the city Kandy, Buddha's tooth relic temple. And this Buddha's tooth relic from this place, they imported that Sri Lanka, and that is why presently the place is known as Daton. So that for this reason it was very important place in the history of Buddhism. And very recently there are so many excavation sites were excavated not only in West Bengal but also in Bangladesh. And so far, our knowledge, this is the biggest monastery so far excavated.
She's saying that this monastery is under excavation, and this is the first time that she has come to see the unexcavated monastery. It means the monastery which is undergoing the excavation, and she is hoping that some good thing will come up. What is he saying, that the local people as well as the experts, experts of these monasteries and the Buddhism, they will be publishing the report about this, and it's looking forward the future of this monastery.
এখানে যে বুদ্ধের প্রাচীনকালীন যে দর্শন ছিল সেই দর্শনটা এখানে দেখতে পেয়ে খুব ভালো লেগেছে।
An interesting event occurred during the 9th phase of excavation, 2015-2016. A 3-day Buddhist Heritage Festival was organized from January 24th to 26th, 2016, witnessing a convergence of Buddhist monks from different parts of the world at the site.
Actually, we see that Bengal is a rich place of Buddhist heritage and culture. A lot of Buddhist excavations which relates to the Buddhist history has been found in the soil of Bengal. So naturally, it doesn't only the excavations, it relates to the sculpture, the paintings, the literature, and of course the philosophy. Based on all this, we arranged first Buddhist Heritage Festival. It was the first of its kind that we have arranged on behalf of Bengal Buddhist Association. And last year we were just on the verge of completing our 125 years of a golden heritage. And this is an organization which has been founded by Karmajogi Kripasharan, who was contemporary to Anagarika Dharmapala, the founder of Mahabodhi Society, and who was again the contemporary of Swami Vivekananda, and who was there in the historical meet of religious meet of Chicago.
As the day at Moghalmari ends, the sun sets in the horizon, dazzling in its reflective golden brilliance on the waters of Subarnarekha. Rivers and civilizations have complemented each other towards prosperity. You start thinking.
As we all know, all the major civilizations of the world, they grew along major river courses. But it was not only the major rivers but also smaller rivers of regional levels. They were also responsible for the rise and expansion of local archaeological cultures in different parts of the globe. And this Moghalmari was located along one of these smaller rivers called Subarnarekha.
Standing amidst the Moghalmari site, you ask yourself, is Moghalmari getting the due importance nationally or internationally? Are we all aware about a tourist location as in Moghalmari? Are the invaluable artifacts being properly preserved? Are the excavations being regularly done?
The Archaeological Survey of India has not yet taken over. Hopefully, I hope that
So the excavations which have been done, sir, have been
done by university and the state. The Archaeological Survey of India has not yet stepped in.
You need a central grant for that or something?
No, once Archaeological Survey is everything, they do it.
So why hasn't it been taken over? Like, why do you think? What is the...
That part has to be probably those...
That is a dark area also, is it?
That part that you will have to go to the museum authority to people, because I didn't deal, neither I was
a committee or something.
Because this is given to a particular people. Then it is limited entirely to the director of archaeology.
Today,
the young local boys with hardly any fund, they are trying to preserve the place. And I am extremely struck by the thought that the government is not making any effort to conserve the place and let people know about it and how important this place is, because then we will be able to trace how Buddhism traveled through West Bengal during those days, and it had a lot of expanse in Orissa because it was done during the time of around the time of Ashoka.
I'm Anuritha, just come from the UK. In fact, I was in Australia a few years back. I've done a lot of traveling and it's really interesting to be in a place like this. However, part of me is really disappointed because last year I traveled a lot of Rome and saw a lot of excavations as well. But what saddens me is that there is so much of hidden treasure here, but it's not really being kept in its form, and like we saw in the excavations over there, it's falling apart and a lot of it is crumbling, and given a few years time it might just be back to dust.
আমি ভারত সরকার এবং পশ্চিমবঙ্গ রাজ্য সরকারের কাছে আহ্বান করব, এটি যদি সুন্দর করে আরো খনন কার্য চালানো হয়, আরো নতুন নতুন অসংখ্য তত্ত্ব আমরা অজানা অনেক কিছু তথ্য জানতে পারবো বলে আশা করছি।
We are very much interested to give the charge this excavation site to the Archaeological Survey of India, because they have sufficient fund to look after this vast excavation site.
If I were to manage a travel tour of a foreigner, yes, you have to walk with the Buddha. I'll walk you through the Buddha. Either since Moghalmari is in Moghalmari is in Chotanagpur Plateau, which is the oldest landmark of the world. Although this remains is not of 3rd century BC or 4th century BC, it is only 6th century AD. But I would rather I will take a tourist straight away first to Moghalmari, then I will come to Tamralipto, then I will come to Chandraketu God, then I will go to Bangladesh, rivers on the time link. That's why that Moghalmari should not be seen as an isolation. It is one of our cultural heritages of Bengal, which dates back right up to 5th century BC.
It is very true that Moghalmari has immense potential that is yet to be unearthed, explored, and showcased to the world. History must be properly preserved, heritage archived, and a divine Buddhist historical tourist site promoted nationally and internationally. It is time for us to act immediately before it is too late and such priceless treasures blur out in the depths of time.